Good evening. Welcome back to a second chance. My name is Jones.
My name is Tafaro Cook, two-time kidney transplant recipient and founder of Kidney Care Coaches, where we coach people with stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease. If you or you know someone who has kidney disease and needs to be coached with their challenges, hit us up at kidneycarecoaches.com.
It's good to be back, Mr. Cook. Um,
This is
Today we have a very special show for you all. We have Chef Alana here that's going to demonstrate how to cook a specific dish for the not only the kidney community but for anybody in general. Chef Alana, go ahead and tell the people about yourself, and then you can get to it.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome. I would like to thank the Thoreau for being here today. It's quite an honor. I too am a kidney warrior, kidney transplant recipient, former dialysis patient, and I've been a warrior with my kidney disease for over 25 years now. I'm a trained chef. I have my own catering business, and I also do meal prep and healthy dishes for the kidney community and just for my all around customers. So today, what we're going to make is something called fish in papillote. That's the French term for fish cooked in parchment paper. What I like to do is cook easy, simple dishes that doesn't have a lot of mess or a lot of cleanup after I make it. And so this is what this dish is all about. So started. So we have two cameras here. You have me on one, and then I'll do the food demonstration on the other camera. So if you want to get a close look of the food demonstration, it'll be the other camera. I want to say on it. So the first thing to do is take red skin and slice it up. Thin slices. And as you see, thin slices here. Okay. Okay, now that I've finished slicing these, I am going to add them to my steamer pot. This is just going to shorten the cooking time in the oven. And so I just kind of shorten it by throwing these ingredients in the steamer and letting it partially cook, and then I let it cook the remainder of the way in the oven.
Can you give us some importance, like to our audience, about how important it is to cook with these fresh vegetables and stuff like that? Just tell our audience about that.
Oh, absolutely. So one of the most important things to think about when you're cooking is eating whole foods. Nothing processed, nothing boxed. This is the fresh organic red potato. It does have potassium in it. So for those on dialysis, be very careful of your potassium. Here I have a organic carrot. Again, a fresh ingredient full of nutrients. And this is going to be much like a one pot. Um,
Right. And Alana, one thing I can say about the foods you're using, they're all alkaline type foods, and these
yes,
foods are really good for you. This is like she said. This is
absolutely. These are heart
right,
health
right,
foods.
right.
Yes,
This is
absolutely.
like. hmm she's cooking with. I just want to tell our audience she's cooking with whole foods again. I just want to iterate what she said because that is so important. And just like she said, these are the things that are going to feed your body because either you can be killing your body or you can be making your body live. And the foods she's cooking with are making your body live.
Yes. Will heal you or kill you. It's your choice of what you put in. So here I
hmm
cut some. Another other was a little delayed, so I'm going to also use this one. I cut some julienne carrots. I'm going to also drop it in the steamer. And I'm going to drop the vegetable cook the longest, like the more starchier vegetables. And then we have some fresh organic green beans. They've been rinsed. I'm just going to clean them up by cutting the tips off. And this is how you know they're fresh and they haven't been processed in any way, because I'm cleaning them up myself. Again, another whole food vegetable. When making your chips, make sure you get a lean protein and pack it with tons and tons. That's how you'll stay full. And as we know, people with kidney disease have to watch our heart. So you want to eat heart-friendly foods, like green beans and carrots. If you're going to eat potatoes, try not to mash them with a bunch of cream and things like that. So again, I'm cooking these potatoes. Any like added bad stuff, as we would say. So basically, what I always tell people to do is eat the rainbow. Make sure your plate is colorful. The more colorful the fruit and vegetable, the more nutrients it has inside. Berries and spinach and kale, the dark greens and the dark reds, antioxidants, vitamin A, K, all the important stuff.
Alana, protein?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what lean proteins would you suggest?
I'm cooking fish and out, the French term for fish and parchment paper. And so today the protein that we're using is cod. So that's the fish. I really love cod. It's thick and flaky, but a heavy fish. I really like it and take whatever things you put on it. And it cooks up fast. So here's a picture of fresh cod. I try to get everything fresh. I don't like prepackaged foods. I don't want it frozen. It may come in frozen, but when I want it to be fresh and ready to go. Okay, so as you see, so now we have some squash and also zucchini. So as you see, I have a lean protein, and I'm going to pack the dish with a bunch of vegetables. So as you see, we're eating the rainbow. As you can see by the orange carrots and the green beans, and the red skin potatoes. We now have some yellow squash. As you see, eating colorful is the way to go.
Making me hungry.
Right?
I said, you're making me hungry.
Yep, so you guys are helping me prepare my dinner for tonight. So thank you.
And I'm a left. I was gonna say I'm a leftover guy. I'll eat the leftovers too. Heat them up the right way and stuff and eat them.
Oh yeah, I mean I eat leftovers as well, but it's certain things that are like leftover, like spaghetti, soups or stews. So they really marinate, the next day, and so it usually tastes better. But I try not to heat up fish per se. It's so quick to cook that I like to cook it fresh.
I agree with that.
All right, so some spheres of zucchini and squash, as you can see here. other camera is slightly delayed. So again, I'm going to drop these in the steamer. And let that steam away. I'm also going to, again, eating the rainbow. Peppers have great nutrients. And so I pretty much cook with peppers and onions and garlic and everything I cook. And so today is no different. So we're just going to cut a piece of this, about to say zucchini and squash, the red and the orange and yellow pepper. So let's cut that up. And as we know, if we're on dialysis, it is a very restrictive diet, but there are ways to still enjoy your food and flavors and dietary parameters. Protein and vegetables and healthy carbs will go a long way.
Agreed.
Healthy oils, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, stay away from canola and vegetable oil. It pretty much no benefits from using those things. All right, so basically what in papillo is getting parchment paper. I'm going to do here. And here's the fish. So normally what I do when I make my fish, I stay away from sodium. With chronic kidney disease, we definitely have to watch our sodium. Everything goes back to the heart, as far as fluid buildup, high blood pressure, it all goes back to the heart. So what we have here is some garlic powder. Put that top. I'm sorry, that was onion powder. So then we have garlic powder here. It's a little bit of black pepper. Again, staying away from the salt. We have some oregano, fresh herbs, dried herbs. All of these things give you flavor without the sodium. We have to train our taste buds to not like the salt so much. And then I use something called total seasoning. It does have a little sodium in it, but that's not the main base to this seasoning. It has garlic powder, onion powder, parsley, all the stuff I like to use all in one plate. So I'm going to season that here. I like a little kick of heat. This again flavors your food without the salt. A little bit of crushed red pepper. Not much, just enough to give it a kick. I also have some minced garlic. Again, we're adding flavor without the salt. So let's add some of that. Already, guys. We're gonna add a little bit of not fresh parsley, dried parsley. Okay. There. All right, so my potatoes have gotten soft. That's exactly. So let's build up our little package. So let's have some fun. So what I like to do is add the potato to the bottom. The thing that take the longest to cook, I add that first. And potatoes, again, takes a little while to break down. We're gonna add about 6 slices of those. Again, you have your protein, your starch, your vegetable, all in one dish. All right, so add some carrots here. We're gonna add some green beans. You can make them cute, kind of do a cross hatch here. Look at the colors already, so colorful. Make sure your food is bright. That's how you know it's alive. You want to eat living food.
I'm still in the presentation.
Yeah, I'm a presentation person. Sorry, that's the chef in me. Thank you. And so we're gonna put the squash here, and then some zucchini.
You know, Dr. Brooke is there right here. One plate dishes are the best. And she's exactly right because you could just eat it all, and
Yes.
I agree with her on that, man. Yeah, that's
All right,
true.
Dr. Brooks, welcome. So now we're gonna add some onions. Again, we're building flavors without the sodium. Some onions
Mm-hmm.
here, my mixed peppers, red pepper for the color, and green. And so we're going to add the fish on top here. So I made a massive one here. We're going to add another. And so you can add some olive oil for flavor. And also add some fresh thyme. Again, adding flavor out the sauce. Here. And this is going to create a little sauce in the bottom of the packet that's cooking. And then we have some unsalted chicken broth. I couldn't find a vegetable broth at the store I was in, but it's okay. Add a little bit of that. So that's going to create the broth to help steam the fish. And then you pop it over. You see if it's one big pouch. I think fish. So you put it in that. Then I have my baking sheet here. place it on. It's already hot. So I'm gonna let this bake up a few minutes, and while this is baking, hopefully we can chit chat. All right, so we'll give that a few minutes. Process. I can do a little cleaning. Do you have any information in the chat? Okay.
None in the chat right now, but what I will do real quick is go to a quick commercial, and then
Okay.
we'll bring it back.
Awesome.
Welcome back to a second chance. We're with Chef Alana. Um, I do have. There's one question here in the chat. Shirley Brill says, "Can fruits be substituted for some of the vegetables? Fresh pineapple chunks, perhaps."
Absolutely. I'm not sure if you're a dialysis patient, but you definitely want to, wash the fruits and the fluids within the fruits. But absolutely, you can cook. You can put some pineapples in there, some oranges, kiwis, mangoes, whatever you like. Anything that builds flavor without adding the sodium is a great option.
Awesome,
Absolutely. Thank you for
awesome.
that question. Great question.
Now, can you tell the viewers like other Because like earlier you named, garlic powder and onion powder, like others, things like that aren't really like seasonings that have salt really in it.
Absolutely.
Like I
Of course,
I know the
broths.
cook uses Dash, so
Yeah, yeah. You can buy a bunch of powders and create your own seasoning blend. I say cooking with citrus goes a long way. Um, Lemon can actually give you that salty taste if cooked a
mhm.
certain way. So cooking with citrus, I definitely recommend that for flavoring your food. Again, fresh herbs. You definitely can. I'm not trying to say flavor your food without adding the sodium. So fresh herbs, spices, those three combinations should definitely give your food flavor without the sodium. Absolutely. And I
Um,
also,
I, I,
oh, I'm sorry.
I just had I was just gonna make a statement and say, you iterated that, you can have to change your taste buds, and I definitely agree with you with that because of the simple fact we were as a community where when we came to food, I know I was when I grew up, everything was salt orientated. It was
Yes,
all predicated
Mhm.
to salt. That was the first thing that you saw your dad or mom and them cook with when we were younger and stuff like that.
yes.
So, and then I'll never forget when I started playing like little league football, and I was pretty good. My dad made me play with an organized team because we was in another neighborhood, but we played in another organized team, and we had like white kids on our team. And when
Okay.
first time I was young and I ate their food, and I was like, wow, man, this stuff ain't got nothing on it. I thought
But
it was the
no
worst
flavor,
food ever.
exactly. But to
But
them, it's flavorful because that's how they've been eating. For us,
exactly,
it's, a lot, of course, in the black community, everything is powered with salt. And I think that has to do with some of the meats we had to use back in the day had to be salted and preserved, a certain way so that we can eat it and use it. So naturally, our taste buds got accustomed to that. But, it's our job to retrain our taste buds by kind of starving your taste buds of the salt. And as you start to reduce the salt, you'll get accustomed to eating food not so packed with sodium. I've had to train myself to do that. So that's how I know it works.
you're right
Absolutely. I
about that.
love the salt, especially being a seafood lover. It's filled with salt. So, yeah. And then on top of that, at our dinner tables, we'll cook with a lot of salt. And then at your dinner table, you have a salt and pepper shaker. So you're adding more to it, when you're eating. And
Right.
so, yes. And so we're paying the price for it now. Absolutely. So I just want one quick thing. Another thing to flavor my foods, I make my own garlic paste. I'll get a bunch of garlic. You can use a bullet, your blender, add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of water, and blend it up to a paste. And I use that in my everyday cooking. I also blend together garlic, celery, and green peppers. I don't make it a paste, kind of like a rough chop. I put through my food processor, and I use that just to flavor my foods and meats every day without adding the salt, and it gives it a bunch of flavor, a bunch of flavor. And you can also freeze your garlic paste as well as your blended celery, green peppers, and onions, and put it in your freezer. And put it. You can put it in your ice trays. Take it out, put it in freezer bags, and just take a piece out as you need it. So you don't have to run to the grocery store. You can make these things yourself. And I'd be happy to show you in the future.
Yeah, can
Absolutely.
you speak? You could tell the people your website and everything, just where people could reach you at and things like that. Because this food is wonderful, and like you said, this is the way to eat, man. I'm telling you, if you train yourself to eat like this, not only for patients, this is for everybody. And you
Yeah.
do, you'll
Right.
have so much more mental clarity, more than you'll be surprised how you feel as far as your vibration and your mental clarity be so on point. You won't be foggy because you believe me,
Yeah.
these foods out here that are processed and things like that can make you even foggy. And so you want to be conscious of that as well.
Oh, absolutely. You're preaching to me as well. As being a chef, I'm always tempted. I have regular customers who are on any diet or have any health issues and they want their food that they like. So I'm always tempted to pick and eat, but I have the willpower, so I don't focus, but I have my moments. I
I
definitely
think we
have
all
my.
do. It was good.
Thank you. But yep, I'm changing my eating habits, and as I go along, I'll share with you guys, and we all can get on this road to healthy eating together. Absolutely. And meal prepping. I don't know if you guys meal prep. Meal prep will definitely save the day. Take one day out the week,
Yeah.
maybe go shopping on one day, get all the food, the next day do the cooking, make you some meals for 5 days. Well, you're not
Yes,
tempted
that's
at
what I
food.
usually do.
Yeah.
Phil talks about that, but his uncle used to do that. Phil would talk about that with his uncle. So
He
his
still
uncle was a
does it.
bodybuilder. Okay.
He
Okay.
still does it to this day. He still does it, and that's where I got it from. He made me start writing down in the chart, what I'm eating, things like that, so I can send it to my dietitian. So if something comes back, kind of iffy or whatever, they can kind of see what I've been eating and see
Right.
where that change happened at. So, yeah, he still eats like that. So he's a little bit more on the, I guess you could say, chef side. He's been cooking a lot more, but because he's been retired like 10 years now. So, um, so now he's cooking any and everything under the moon for some reason.
Okay.
So, but yeah, now I actually do. I guess you can call it meal prep myself. Actually, usually I go cooking at the beginning of the month, put myself in the freezer, so that way I don't
Okay.
have to go again.
Right. Well,
Um,
that's even
and
better.
right, take it out when I need to cook it. Usually I cook it on a Sunday. Usually like right before we get on, I'm like just finishing like 30, 45 minutes before we get on the show, and
Okay.
and then have everything together. Vegetables already done, so
No, that's smart. You're thinking ahead, saving time and eating healthy. So that's definitely the way to go. I know for
Yes,
me, when
sir.
I was on dialysis, I would get off dialysis and be so hungry that I wanted to eat at the first place I would see when I leave dialysis. So you're very smart for having your meals already prepped at home. So you're not tempted to, like I
right,
was. But unfortunately, most of the dialysis places in my area were in food deserts. So it's kind of like it kind of push you to making bad choices. So, but we're
right.
working on that, some things to kind of turn that around. So,
That's good right there. What you just said. That turnaround needs to be big because the community. We used to see small little stores on the side of the road. Now you see in the community dialysis centers and stuff like that with the
oh,
fast food right around it. It's almost like a programming. Like, and when you get off dialysis, you are so hungry that you just can grab anything, and that's the first thing you see. It's called survival. You're gonna want to survive. So I
exactly.
thank you guys for recognizing that and trying to do something about it because that's very very important.
Yeah, yeah. That it's an issue in this area, and it's mostly, of course, in disadvantaged area neighborhoods, food deserts everywhere. No local grocery stores nearby. Carry out fast food, all that stuff, and that's what we eat. And then their numbers aren't good in the lab, and then it's just a vicious cycle. So yeah, a nonprofit is working on something with that. So hopefully, I can make some waves with that.
I think you will. I think
Hope.
you'll make a lot of waves. Could we possibly get you on at another time where you could talk about how to eat when we go to restaurants and stuff like that? Because I think a lot of people need to know that information because that'd be big. Because that goes a
Oh,
long way. Cause sometimes when you go to restaurants, you be thinking like, shoot, I'm about to grub. But I would love to hear what you got to say in ways you can help people to eat
I would
the proper
definitely
way
love to
when you
come
go to
back.
restaurants.
Whenever you guys want me, I would definitely love to come back and share more of my um, expertise, information, and just life experiences with food. Um, just like all the rest of you guys, have my good days, bad days. We all have our cravings and things like that, and
Right.
we're trying to fight our childhood taste buds
Whew.
and
Yeah,
call to adulthood. So yeah, it's a challenge for all of us. But we just have to be disciplined,
yeah.
focus,
I
and
think
just
that was one of the hardest things for me. after I had my transplant was making that switch from the foods that I was used to eating to the foods that I should. You like Cook said, you so used to the salt, because that's usually what your parents cooked with,
Right.
is seasoning salt or regular salt, and then you put salt on it after it's done. It's like, can you taste it first before you put salt on it?
Right.
Like you just it's like you get your plate and
Somebody
just put salt on it.
to do this, just to shake that
Right.
from the something. Yeah. Yeah. I can remember when I was first diagnosed, and again, growing up in a family that were foodies and didn't care about, diet and
Hmm.
salt and stuff. I was like, you guys gonna eat this good food in my face? You want me to eat this some plain with no salt? No, so it
Right.
was quite a struggle as a teenager, but we made it through. Ran with the puffy face and swollen ankles, so I did what I needed to
Hmm.
do.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. So, in a restaurant, we definitely can talk about that more in depth. What I will say, you can always customize your chef. You have to lie and say I'm allergic to something, so they don't add it to the dish. Tell them that. I will say that,
That's
so they don't
crazy. I
even
remember
have
how I used to do that.
allergic.
I used to do,
Yes.
I used to do that. I used to do that. Keep it real. Even when I went out with my homies that I didn't drink alcohol, I'd be like, man, no, I'm good. I don't feel like it. But then after a while, all my friends knew
Right.
that I never, wasn't gonna drink and nothing like that and everything. But
Right.
oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Because we used to go places, people look at you weird if you ain't drinking. Like you ain't drinking. Like they insecure. You do your thing. I ain't mad at you. I just
Depression.
keep
They don't even
watching.
know that you're just trying to stay healthy. You're battling a disease. So
Exactly.
they
Exactly.
the next day and they'll be fine. Meanwhile, we may be in a hospital the next day. So it's like, no.
Right. Exactly. I
Absolutely not.
wasn't good with alcohol anyway. I wasn't good with alcohol, man. Especially when I was young. I stopped drinking when I started drinking probably like at 21 and was done at 23. And then
Oh
after
my.
that, that's when I first got my first transplant in 90. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I was 24. So after that, man, I drank for like 2 years of my life. After that, I never touched it. But I do smoke a cigar every now and then. I like smoking a cigar, but I don't drink no alcohol.
An occasional um special things like that. So I don't totally deprive myself in moderation and balance and things of that sort. So my labs are
Right.
good, my kidneys are good, everything is on point, and so and if you do it, just drink
And I
lots of water. That's
Yeah, I do believe that you can have, some wine here and there and things like that in moderation. I ain't talking about being no, because I have a cigar. I'm gonna keep it real. I smoke
right.
a cigar, and.
Yeah, the whole point of getting a
Yeah.
kidney is getting the quality of life back and enjoying your life. You just have
Sure.
to, be
That's
mindful
it.
of what you eat and what you're doing,
Hmm.
because we do have this
Yeah. Both
disease that
both
follows us.
both of you said a very important word, that a lot of people need to pay attention to, which is moderation. Uh, it's not saying that you can't have certain things, but to you know take it in moderation. Don't gorge yourself with it. Like
Right,
it's not necessarily a 100% bad thing to have a drink. But you
Hmm.
have one and then wait
right,
another week or so to have another one, or in
right,
moderation. So
right. Absolutely. With your doctors, what I will say, since these doctors have become a lot more flexible, it's almost like you have a kidney disease, you can't do anything. Now it's like, enjoy your life, live your life, watch your numbers, do things in moderation. Much of anything is not go. Just don't wear anything
right.
out except for your medications and healthy eating. You can overindulge in that.
I agree. Would you talk about like even portion control, and tell people about portion control? Just give them a little bit of what you think about that.
Sure. So portion control is good to have about 4 ounces of protein. A person's on dialysis, we can use a little more protein. So you can do about 6 ounces of protein. I say do about a half cup of starch, full cup of vegetables in each dish. So full cup of vegetables, half a cup of a healthy starch like brown rice, um, and 4 to 6 ounces of a.
I want to read a question to you right here, and you can answer it. This question's for you. It says, this is from Dr. Brookins. She says, what was the main lab that you had issues with, question mark, and how did you adjust your diet to fix it?
Um, Believe it or not, my main lab issue was high blood pressure. Now the funny about it is when I was diagnosed with my disease, I did not have diabetes or high blood pressure. I was diagnosed with FSGS, kidney disease. Um, and as my disease progressed, it started to mess with my high blood. And so when I would go get my lab work done, they would obviously do. They would triage me, do the temperature, the blood pressure cuff, and so that's when I realized that it wasn't my health more so it was my diet, and so I really had to be conscious and aggressive in cutting out my sodium intake. Anytime I go to the doctor, everything looks good, but you have to get your blood pressure down, and that's always been my main issue. And so now every morning I drink lemon and vinegar. My doctor told me to cut down on that just a little bit because what's it? I think magnesium a little bit. So you can get a lot of that from um, just keeps my blood pressure down, keeps the blood flowing good. It's good. Those things. And it's walking. I've put myself in the day to get that blood flowing. So when I started to implement those things, started to go down and my medication was reduced. So that was my main hiccup.
What's a good breakfast that you eat every morning?
Well, it usually would be oatmeal, but now that the summertime is coming, I'm really into like these smoothie bowls, like the
And
patilla,
Steve-O,
the
those,
dragon.
oh,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
mm-hmm. Are they called
Yeah, so
Insta bowls?
like with the bananas and you can add your protein powders in there. You can add some vegetables in there. Any type of milk if you want milk, regular milk. It's just a way to protein and healthy ingredients in
What
it.
what kind of what kind of what
Um,
kind of protein what kind of protein are you talking about there? Like whey protein? What are you talking about? What kind?
so I'll use like some flax seeds powder.
Okay, it's not
I'll use the
whey.
flax. It's not a way. It's just like basically ground flax seeds.
Okay. As long as it's not okay, good. As long as you said it wasn't a whey, I was gonna say something about that. Okay.
Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, so like ground um, flax seeds. What else? Ground chia seeds.
Hmm.
All those things give protein. I also like to make my overnight oats. Those are good. You can, soak those overnight, wake up in the morning, add fresh fruit to it, and enjoy it. So
Are you
protein
familiar?
goes.
Are you? I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
ask you. Are you familiar with? I was just gonna ask you. Are you familiar with quinoa? And is it good for people who got kidney disease or on dialysis? Quinoa, the protein.
Quinoa is safe for dialysis because it's high in protein.
Yes, but I'm saying, is it good for people on dialysis or got kidney disease?
Yes, it is. It's safe for people on dialysis and kidney disease. Quinoa.
Okay, I didn't. I was
Yeah.
that was the question. I was okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can also use it as a oat. Like some people make quinoa oatmeal. So it's kind of like in the family of oatmeal. And yeah, quinoa. You can definitely make it a sweet or savory dish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a couple. I have a couple people saying some things. I just want to read them to you.
Okay.
Bella Lincoln. Hi, Bella. Good seeing you. I want to say what she says. She says I like steel cut oatmeal with almonds, a few strawberries, and walnuts.
Awesome. That's one of my favorites as well. Like I said, you can always add some ground protein powder in there, and it'll pack a punch, make you even fuller, and add some more healthy nutrients to your breakfast with the chicken breast. So
Right.
good for you. Healthy eating. Quinoa and
Yeah,
a
Bella.
chicken breast.
Yeah, Bella. That's she's ex police officer and a transplant recipient. So she's doing wonderful, and it's good seeing her. She also says right here,
Also,
laugh out loud.
fellow
Yeah.
transplant warrior, fellow kidney warrior, and
Right.
thank
Right.
you for service and what you do in officer. We appreciate you.
She says right here. She says, I'm eating quinoa now, right now, with the chicken breast. So.
Yeah, so yeah. So it's popping up on my end. So I'm able to see some of the
Okay. I'm sorry.
yeah, I
Okay. I
think you
won't read
know
it
you can
much.
still read it because I think it may be a little delayed on my end. So you definitely can still
Okay.
read it. Um uh, you're welcome. Awesome. Yeah, so and then like for desserts, I started making like a fruit slushy. What I would do is take like frozen pineapple chunks, some
Mhm.
coconut milk, and maybe like a healthy sweetener. They have date powder out now. They have monk fruit powder. Those are all healthier sweeteners. And I'll just put it in my blender and it blends up so thick like ice cream, but it doesn't have the dairy and all that stuff in it. And it's just so refreshing.
Could you?
Coconut cream, fresh fruit, and maybe a sweetener. Throw a little mango in there, blend it up, and you have your ice cream type of texture without all the dairy and cream in it.
Is it almost like a milkshake kind of, or just like you make it in milkshake like thickness,
It's
or?
almost, I say, would be kind of the consistency of maybe gelato a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it's
That
kind of
sounds
thick and
good.
scoopable, but not as hard as ice cream is. But it's
Mm.
scoopable. It kind of holds its form when you do it. Yeah, and
That's
then
good.
another thing for breakfast is maybe like egg muffins. You can use a cupcake pan, make you some eggs, spinach, onions, peppers, a little bit of cheese, and bake that. You can add some salsa or sour cream on top of it. And if you're breakfast shake options for type 2 diabetes. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, try not to do too many fruits. So just be mindful of bananas. Bananas is high in sugar. So I would say use about 60% vegetables, fruit, and then you can add a sweetener. Again, they have a date powder. They have a monk fruit, stevia, basically whatever sweetener you prefer. You can add that to cakes. You can also do healthy toast. You can do toast with peanut butter on it, add some fruit on top, some chia seeds, some flax seeds, and do it that way. You can do anything with toast, absolutely anything. You make it sweet or savory.
I'm telling you, when you adopt the things you're talking about right here, there shouldn't be a reason why you don't want to eat like this. I mean, it's a win-win all the way around, and
Right?
I believe personally that you save more money. You know, you really do in the long run, opposed to just going to, getting Uber Eats and all that kind of stuff like that. And you got it
Right.
right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Avocado toast, that's great. I'm not gonna say I'm the fan of avocado because it doesn't have enough flavor to me, but when I add all of my touches to it, I love it. You can add your everything bagel seasoning. You can add some pickled onions to it. You can add salsa to it. You can even put some avocado toast, and if you have like some smoked salmon or even baked or grilled salmon, you can flake that on top. Um, you can add avocado with a scrambled egg and maybe a tomato relish on top. Yeah, I don't know if you eat lots of meat or not. If you eat pork or turkey bacon, you can always add that on top. Even salad.
Yeah, I don't
Salads
even.
breakfast. I love a salad for breakfast.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, because what I do some mornings I just eat an avocado and I eat it like I don't. I just eat it. I just peel it. I make sure it's right. I peel it and I eat a whole avocado and that'd be my breakfast.
See,
But I'm a
that's the West
caveman, so
Coast. You're
I'm kind of crazy.
right there. You're right, West Coast with good avocados.
I'm in Florida.
Awesome. Okay, for pork in 19 years. Awesome. That's good for you. That is amazing. So you know they actually have salmon bacon out.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So if you have like Trader Joe's or try your specialty stores, how to say your whole cookbook. I'm working on it.
Right.
It's coming.
Okay.
I'm definitely working on it. I've been so busy. I just need to take some time away and really sit down and get this cookbook done. But
Hey, well, save some of your secrets, girl, for that cookbook. Shoot.
I'll say it
Right,
again.
right.
I said, save some of them secrets for your cookbook, girl.
I know, right? I can't give you guys everything.
Right. That's this. You just don't, people don't even know what this is worth, man. Shoot, this is. Please take advantage of it,
She
people. Please take
dropping
advantage
gems
of this
all over the
knowledge.
place.
Man, come on, take advantage of this.
Walk up there and see they left it outside
Take
the door.
advantage.
You can come back if you want. Definitely. Sorry, guys. We were still got it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, it'll be fun. It'll have fun, bright pictures and everything spelled out with the recipes and ingredients. So I think you'll still like to. You might not remember everything I'm saying. So it's awesome. 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 All right. So let's check this, see where we are. All right. So I think it's cooked enough to make its debut. And this is the packet. Let's look together. So if you see all the steam coming off, it just makes it a nice steam pouch. Oh, look at that flaky cod.
I look good.
That
I look
beautiful.
I'm,
good.
I'm about to I'm about to catch a flight in a minute.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, I'm in my Airbnb, so I don't have all the supplies to do at home. So, all right, so here you can take the fish off. It is so flaky and hot. Okay, I think I'm gonna lose a piece, but it's okay. So let me move that here so you guys can see. So again, eat the rainbow. Look at these bright colors. It still has a little crunch to it. It's not too mushy.
Phil, read that.
Out of
Read that.
one dish, or you can break it down with your protein, your starch.
So Dr. Brookins says, thanks for showing us how a delicious and nutritious one pan meal can be made in under 30 minutes. A mom's favorite.
Oh, absolutely. You're most welcome. Thank you. So I'm a garnish type of person, so we have to make our food cute.
Of course.
So we're gonna add a fresh lemon.
Presentation is everything.
Absolutely. Add a fresh lemon. And if you know me, then you know this is one of my signatures. I add one of these to my dishes, a nice little orchid. So here
Woo.
you have it. If I could bring it there and
That
show
is
it
the
here.
bomb.
Yeah, I'm about
Man,
to
that was
catch.
good.
I'm about to catch a flight in like 3 minutes.
Thank you
I wish
guys.
one day the TV we could just grab it out, eat it ourselves. I could have it right there and just start eating it. That'd be sweet.
You have to give
Or
it
my
a
refrigerator.
try.
That'd be just for flavor.
So like I said, it shortened the cook time. It just throw it in the steamer for a few seconds. As you see, the potato is fully cooked through. It just broke off. The fish is flaky, and the vegetables are cooked through with a little crunch, so it can keep some of the nutrients. I don't like mushy vegetables. I like a little crunch to it.
Yes.
Delicious. And the sauce, you have some of that sauce that you made with the chicken broth and the olive oil and the fresh lemon juice. You can add
Now, that's a
that.
healthy sauce. That's a healthy sauce.
Yes, absolutely. Again, it was no sodium chicken broth. Not low,
Yes.
but no, absolutely no salt.
Yes. That's what I'm
I
talking
promise
about,
you,
man. You can't beat. Man, wonderful. Wonderful.
seafood has a lot of salt in it
Woo.
already. I didn't add any salt, and I could taste the salt while I'm eating it.
Mm.
And another trick is if you have a dish that has salt in it and one that does not, just mix it together. Like the potato doesn't have salt, but I add the fish and the potato on the fork, and I'm getting both of the flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we can trick our taste buds.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So here we are, fish and papillotes.
I can't wait till we go live because I'm gonna have you on my show cooking like that, and I can get me a plate. You know what
Well,
I'm
I'm a traveling chef, so I'll be happy to come and cook.
Yeah, that's funny
Absolutely.
because Bella
My
said
dinner
this. She
tonight,
said
she said, what?
Bella has said I need to invent a teleport so we can receive some of those delectable meals Elena is hooking up. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I love to feed people. That's my love language. So
Right.
if you're ever in town, definitely hit all up. We'll make it happen. Somebody needs to have an event that we all need to come to, and I can make some
For
dishes.
real. Yes. Where are you located at right now?
Washington D.C. area.
Ooh.
Yep, yep. So I actually am on the committee with Sharon with Kindness for Kidneys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm part of the team there. AKP ambassador. Um, yeah, and I work with some of the doctors in the area. I'm working with a company, getting my story out. My husband and I, my husband was the most recent donor. My brother donated to me at first. My husband donated
Oh,
second. So we kind of go around and share our stories and give people hope and let them know how we
beautiful.
were resilient and how we fought through our process. Yeah.
That's
And we need to
wonderful,
have
man.
y'all on the show on our Sunday show just to
Yeah,
tell your
that's
story.
wonderful, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to hear that story.
absolutely. The biggest takeaway
I want to hear.
from our experience is your own self advocate. We were actually denied 3 times before we actually get the kidney, and so we had to do some footwork to get that yes. And so we like to share that story.
Yeah, keep that information because we're gonna have you back and let you tell your story. So that's for another podcast. So that's
Oh,
Right.
good. We're gonna have
absolutely.
you
Forward to it.
so you could tell your story and bring your husband in. Just do your thing because everybody wants to hear this because I love hearing people's journey, man. I just so infatuated to hear people's journey. It's wonderful to me
Yeah,
and it inspires me. It inspires others too. So that's a wonderful thing.
yeah. And all we want to do now is because we've had a second, third chance of life, right? We just want to give back, So that's
You're
the goal.
definitely a good person for us on second chance to be on, especially on a Sunday night. So I know we're gonna make that happen for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um, Also, I know you did ask about my how to contact some of my email. No, my website is Clean Plate Foods, and it's clean with the K.
Okay.
Cleanplatefoods.com. My social media is at k.p.foods. And my Facebook is just Alana Carroll, ALANACARROLL is what my Facebook name is. Honeycut is my maiden name, so but I haven't switched it on all my devices, so it just picks up as Honeycut. But my married last name is Carroll, and you guys can reach me there. I think you guys have my email
Cool.
address. You can share that if you'd like to. I cook
Yes.
meals, I freeze them, I ship them out. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I do meal prep and send it.
Oh, okay. That's what's up right there. You do meal prep and send it out. That's wonderful. That's a great service right there because a lot of people can use that, especially with their busy lives and things like that. Hey, check her out, man. Alana, check her out, you guys, because I'm telling you, the food prepared for you right there, that beats half the problem. If you know that's your challenge and you know you might go to McDonald's or something like that, look her up because that right there, that having that food right there, it goes a long way. And that way you can stop those temptations and things. So check her out, man. Phil, can you put her information in the chat? Because that is wonderful, man. That's a service
Yeah, to
that
find it.
we.
I had a high school friend of mine posting on social media today. He said, um, ways to lose weight and eat healthier is get the phrase "I have a taste for" out of your mouth. Because as soon as you say "I have a taste for," it usually leads into unhealthy eating. And he is so
That's
right.
so true.
Anytime I say "I have a
Right.
taste for," it's never nothing healthy. So
I
I just wanted
agree.
to share that. If you crave something, 9 times out of 10, we're not craving healthy, good foods. Like some people are craving, I need something sweet, or I need something starchy, or I need, So if you say have a taste for it, fight that phrase away.
Yep. Exactly.
Thank you,
And
Dr. Brookins.
a lot. Right, right. Alana, that goes back to, again, in moderation. Now, if you're gonna have it like, okay, in my cheat day, I'm gonna have this, and I'm only gonna have a small portion of it, but this is what I want on my cheat day. Hey,
Yeah.
hats off. I didn't have I don't have a problem people doing that. I used to be I owned my own fitness studio at one time, and
Okay.
yeah, I made and I did it when I was on dialysis, and so
Oh, wow.
I would tell my clients and even the patients I work with and stuff like that. We're like, hey, you can have this, but we got to keep it like this and keep your accountability, whatever kind of way your accountability, whether it's somebody else, whether you writing things down in a diary, any type of way, hold yourself accountable with some of the stuff that you're eating and things like that. And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the results are amazing because I've seen people have, once they start eating right, not even exercising, because 85% of all to me is probably like nutrition, no matter what.
Exactly. I
So
hear that all the
20, yeah, yeah. So a little, the little bit is just the working out. But I'm telling you, if you eat right and stuff like that, your confidence. I've seen people's confidence bloom, because they start eating right, they start feeling better, they
time.
start feeling themselves, and
Yeah.
I love seeing that.
Yeah, their body is thanking them like, thank you. Finally, this is what I wanted.
Right. It's the only way we
Absolutely.
have, right? It's the only way we have to reverse the clock. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's okay to get older, but I'm talking about reverse the clock of your health. And
Yeah.
people say you're gonna die anyway. I hear people, you're gonna die anyway. Yeah, but you want to have a good quality of life while you're here.
Exactly.
That's
Good
the
quality of
goal.
life.
Yeah, we can go out anytime, but you want to have a good quality of life while you're here. So the
Yeah.
best quality you're gonna have is to feel good in the moment. Right now, do you feel good? Yes, that's where you are. So
Yeah. Absolutely. And trust me, I'm a foodie. I love to go out to eat. I like to try new things. As a chef, you want to
mhm.
try things and, to be inspired by it. But I know for me, like even days, I have to be careful with that because that could be a rabbit hole. Cheat days can be triggers to get you back to eating those foods that you've kind of, stepped away from. So you're like, well, today I'm just going to eat that. And that turns into the next day and then the day after that. And then you've just fallen off the wagon. So yeah, even with the cheat days, be very careful.
Right. That's called accountability right there. That's exactly right. And then know yourself. Know yourself. Like, man, you know what? I can't have that. And you do got to be that disciplined sometimes on yourself. Like, I can't have that. Because if I had one, that's like me with Lay's chips. I can't eat no Lay's. Because I will smash a bag. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because, man, no. Them things are good. And they addicting to me. So I stay away from it all on that level. Because chips, I love some
I'm a
chips.
starch person. I love starches, breads, potatoes, anything starchy. So, and my main weakness is like breakfast. I had to really fight that off because I wake up every morning. I need some cakes, or some
I like the
waffles, some
pancakes
French
too. I ain't gonna
toast.
front.
I
They
was that
good.
girl. Yep.
Right,
So
right.
now there's smoothies and oatmeal and yogurt bowls and smoothie bowls and things like that has replaced it. So small baby steps will get you there.
So,
And don't make a drastic change right away because you would definitely fall back into those old habits. So just kind of ease your way into it. Make small changes until you change everything.
Alexandra says right here, she goes, "What's your favorite thing to cook?" So that's asking you that question.
Actually, I'm a seafood lover, but I know that seafood has a lot of salt in it. But seafood is probably my favorite thing to cook. A nice salmon with a healthy starch and a bunch of vegetables will always satisfy me. And I will say red snapper is my favorite fish, so I can eat that at any time. But yeah, seafood, fish. I'm a cancer of the crab, so I guess it just comes natural to like seafood for me. Yep, seafood. Kind of fell down the wagon with all these new crab boil places and all these sauces and stuff. I had to get away from the sauces. It's filled with salt, but it's so good. But yeah, I had to back away from that too.
I'm telling you, down here, I live in Florida. So down here in Florida, man, these boys go hard on this food here. They got crab places. But one thing I
Oh
can say, down here, man. We got the best fish I've ever eaten in my
oh
entire
yeah, Florida
life.
has
This fish
some
is
really
so.
good seafood.
Woo-wee.
Florida
Yes.
has seafood for sure. But you just got to make sure you don't get all those sauces that's packed with so much salt with it.
I'm an sauce guy. My wife likes sauces, but she knows I don't even play with no sauces. But this is what Dr. Brooker says. I'm just gonna read it to you. Thanks for this episode, guys. Welcome back, Phil. Yeah, Phil, welcome back. It's so good to see you.
And
Chef
yes,
Alana, beautiful foods as always. Yes, yes.
we have to have those. I have to come your way, all the good produce I'm seeing. I'm trying to
Yes.
get a relationship with some more farmers and black owned farmers and things like that to get fresh fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Phil.
I was trying to see if any more questions was popping up in the comments real quick. I
Okay.
want to prematurely end if other people
Mm-hmm.
had questions or anything like that. So um, but it looks like there's no more questions. Mr. Cook, you got anything else you want to add
I
to the
just want
show?
to say, yeah, I just want to say, Elena, your information is wonderful, and what you're doing in the community is wonderful, and we appreciate people doing it. Like I said, I think it's the people that are moving the needle in this whole thing
you hear me?
because, you know, yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Or her phone went. For some reason, she can't hear
Oh,
us on her
maybe.
laptop,
Let me see.
so
No,
she has to like come in on her but she can
I
hear
don't
us on
know.
her phone.
Mic is muted. I don't hear anything on my end anymore.
I was just gonna say to you, I don't know, can you hear me now?
Reload.
Okay,
Yeah, she can't hear us on her laptop for some reason.
okay. Maybe
But
she'll
she
come
can
back
hear
in.
like on her phone.
Okay, maybe she'll come back
Let's
in,
see if
man. But
this will work.
okay, all right.
Can you hear us
Can you
now?
hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, I can't hear you guys. It's weird. I'm even on my phone. I don't hear anything.
We can't even
Okay.
see you
Um,
on the screen
hello?
here on your phone.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Mm.
Oh, I can hear
We
you
can
now.
hear you well. Okay,
I
good.
can
I
hear you
just
now.
want to
I'm
say,
just using my laptop, but for some reason it's completely gone off my phone. That's why I was getting the voice at first. So I'll hang up from that.
I just want to say last words. I just want to say last words. Thank you, Elena, so much for everything you do and do what you do in the community and the cooking and the information you gave us on the nutrition and the information that you gave that how this cooking like this will help your body and stuff like that. We appreciate you, and again, we'd love to have you on the show another time.
No, absolutely. Thank you guys for doing what you're doing. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to us collaborating in the near future.
Most definitely, most definitely. Again, Tafara kind of ran down the list, so what's really I need to say, but I will say thank you again, for joining us this evening and cooking this wonderful meal. I know I'm going to try it probably this week.
Okay.
Okay.
You know,
Let me
I
know.
wrote
glad
it down. I got my notes. I wrote it down.
Okay.
well, that's the good thing about replay. I didn't have to write it down. I just rewatch it again
No, I
and
could too. Right. Yeah.
and follow it as I'm watching it.
All right.
But definitely appreciate you and your time
Oh, the
for
pleasure is
joining us.
mine.
But like Cook said, we definitely want to have you back on the show to tell your story as well as to do more of these shows as well. Um, to show how to cook other meals in different ways without, in better ways for kidney patients and transplant
Right.
patients in general. So, again, we appreciate you and everything that you do. And we will be back not Sunday, but Monday. Monday, the second, will be back with Let's Talk. And we will see you all Monday.
All right. Let's continue fighting, warriors. Have a good one.